Hey, welcome back. A few years ago, I was watching the FIFA World Cup final. Now, there's my favorite team, and they are put up against a strong opponent. Now, it was an intense match. Both teams were tied up at full time. So, the match was to be decided based on penalties. Now, my favorite the goalkeeper, and he had great mind-body connection. He was able to stretch to his right at the correct moment, and he was able to save the penalty. The whole country erupted in joy, and of course fans like me danced with joy. Now these kinds of responses are generated due to the activity of our nervous system in coordination with muscular system. Now today we'll discuss more about these things in detail. Let's start with structure and functioning of a neuron. Now, the nervous system is able to perform its function because of specialized cells called neurons. Now, you would be surprised to know that a single human brain consists of 86 billion neurons. Yes, you heard it right. It's 86 billion neurons that are packed in here. So, what's the main function of a neuron? It is to receive the signal, integrate the signal, and communicate the signal to the target cell. Now this is the structure of a neuron. Now if you observe here, the neuron is able to perform its functions because of its well-defined structure. As you can see, it has a cell body, axon, and nerve endings. The main part of the neuron is the cell body or cyton. It has the nucleus which contains all the information. This is like a data center, Now, one or more dendrites also emerge out from the cell body, and they serve as appendages in receiving the signals. Now, the important structures are called synapse, and these are created by dendrites. Now, synapse are the junctions between two neurons which permit the passage of electrical or chemical signals from one neuron to another. The axon is also called as the tail of the neuron. It helps in transmission of information. The axon is covered by a coat called myelin sheath. Now this sheath helps in quick transmission of information. Now how does the nerve impulse travels through the body? Let's look at it. Now the tips of the dendrites present in the neuron generate an electric impulse. Now this electrical impulse reaches to the cell body, and from the cell body it goes to the axons. By reaching the end of the axon, certain chemicals are released, and they act as a signal for the dendrites present on another neuron. Now in a similar manner, the information is passed on to the muscles and glands by the generation of nerve impulses. Now let's talk about reflex arc. Now, if you observe your favorite food, does your mouth water? Mine does. I can't stop my mouth being watered when I see my favorite food. If I put my hand in a bucket of hot water, I immediately pull it out. Now, surprisingly, these two reactions are related to the brain and the spinal cord. Reflex arc is a mechanism which controls our reflex. That is, the immediate response to a stimulus. Remember, food is one stimulus, the hot water is another. Now, let's explain how this actually works. When you put your hand inside hot water, the receptors present in the skin sense the heat. Now, the message is passed on to the spinal cord with the help of sensory neuron. The nerves from all parts of the body meet at a bundle present in the spinal cord. Now the spinal cord then sends the message to the brain. The brain processes the information and decides what action to be taken. Brain then gives command to the hands via the motor neuron. The effectors are present in the muscles of the arm, and they work to remove the hand from the hot water. There's a lot of things that happen inside our body before we pull that hand out. Now, all our body movements, feeling of anger, feeling of pain, our happiness are under the direct control of our master brain. Let's talk about the master brain in the next lesson. See you on the other side.